this time MTN. Shareholders of the telecoms giant are to get 85 pesos a share as final dividend payment. This is a proposal coming at the annual general meeting. This is in addition to the interim 3 pesos dividend last year, bringing the total dividend that will be paid to 11.5 pesos a share for last year. Now, MTN recorded 2 billion cedis in profit after tax for 2021. The dividend payment represents more than 40% increase over 2020. Now, meanwhile, MTN has secured shareholders' approval to increase the number of shares allocated to staff of the company. This was is supposed to be one of the resolutions that was tabled at the telecoms giant's annual general meeting in Accra today. The approval will increase MTN's employee share scheme from 4.4% to 5% of the company's issued shares. Joining me via Zoom is Patrick Edem Agama, who is the head of trading at Republic Securities. Thankfully, he sat through the MTN annual general meeting, and so you can bring us up to date, Patrick, as to whether those recommendations for the 85 peso dividend payment have been finalized.
Yes, hello, good afternoon. So, yes, I was at the meeting, and yes, shareholders have voted in favor. What we now expect is for the decisions to reflect in the price of MTN. For now, we are seeing MTN trade some shares on the market, but still at 90 pesos. We've seen about 1 million shares trading, but we are expecting the price to fall because bids are around 89 pesos on the market against the offers we see on the market.
And interestingly, a couple of weeks ago, we reported MTN shares had fallen by 18.9% off this year. And so looking at this indication that there's going to be an increase in the dividend payment, it sure is a boost for the company on the stocks.
Yes, it's a boost, but knowing that the qualifying date for this particular dividend has passed, investors are aware of that information. So by now, as of today, does not qualify you for this final dividend payment. Maybe you'll be qualified for future dividend payments, but it has passed. So that is what is giving the selling pressures on the market for MTN.
Any other takeaways from that annual general meeting?
Well, we've seen that there are some new faces coming up on the team of MTN, so we expect that to affect the corporate governance of MTN, and also we expect the investor relations of MTN to be improved in the coming year.
Let's talk about Access Bank because we just reported about their annual general meeting as well, and we're expecting from indications from the stock market that shares are to increase this week. Tell us what you're observing and what we are to expect generally on the market this week.
Well, for Access Bank, we've seen the stock being on the buy side for some time now. So we expect the price of Access Bank to increase as soon as there is a supply for that stock. And though I can say that the share is not trading actively for some time now, and we are waiting for the information to reflect on the market. It will take some time for this information to reflect, but eventually we expect it to reflect in the trading activities on the market.
And I was discussing with Courage Mate earlier on of DataBank of the Treasury bill sale target and the fact that, again, government has missed out on it despite the interest rates hike. Tell us what you're observing as well on the Treasury markets and what that means going forward.
Okay, so in the recent auction, we noticed that all the 91-day Treasury bill bids were accepted. But if you can see, we noticed that the 182-day bill, about 150 million were tendered, but only 145 million were accepted. It's an indication that there is some control coming into the market. For the 364-day bill as well, about 129 million were tendered, but only 101 million were accepted. That's also an indication that there's some control. But as high as 22.49% were accepted for the 91-day, which closed eventually at 19.93, and then as high as 24.5% were accepted for the 182-day, which closed at 22.94. And then for the 364-day bill, as high as 25% were accepted. It eventually closed at 24.46% for this. And then we expect for next week, the target is to raise 1.228 billion, and this will be through the 91-day and the 182-day bills. And then we expect the levels to rise slightly in the subscription rate for this.
And this was a narrow miss. So hopefully, in the course of time, investors are going to be putting their monies there, right?
Yes, it's a narrow miss, but because it's a control measure not to get the rates too high. If investors bid too high, their bids get rejected. So the investors are beginning to understand that, and that is a very good control measure for now. Until, yeah.
Patrick Edemagama, Head of Trading at Republic Securities, with the update on the money market.